If there's ever a time to take a detour, it's when you see a superstar. It's the Kimology 411 Superstar segment, where Kim introduces you to awesome people and their amazing stories. And now, ladies and gentlemen, our latest superstar guest, along with our very own superstar, Kim Shows.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Kimology 411 Superstar segment. And tonight, I have my friend, Dilynn Harvey. Now, did I say that correctly?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, because I remember when I met you, poor Keith, he kept calling you Dylan. And I
a lot of people do.
Dilynn, she's going to die in the movie.
Yeah, I remember that.
Trying to get him to remember it. So anyway, welcome to the show. For my fans out there, Dilynn is an actress, and she has been in quite a few movies. I've actually seen 1.5 of them. I do not like horror movies, so this is not something that I don't mind them. I just don't enjoy them. Like, I just kind of sit there. I get bored. I'm like, oh, great. And I really get mad at stupidity. Like, I can't do stupid. Like, if it's really smart, and I do believe that the ones that I've watched have been actually a show, not with like people in the forest, and then you hear, like someone disappears and you think it's smart to go outside in the middle of the night after 3 people have been killed, or to have sex over here, just your normal kind of make the fun of. I can't handle that stuff.
Right.
But I can say that the ones that I did see were pretty good. So anyway, let's start talking about, like, you do movies, but what else do you do? Like, are you from Topeka, or what's?
Yeah, I'm from Topeka. I was at Don's Cars for a while, but since the whole COVID thing, I got laid off pretty much. They're kind of going out of business, I think. So, and I actually think they're gonna like turn the reins over to somebody else.
Right.
Susan's looking to get out of it, so I haven't been to work since March.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
That's. I mean, I guess, are you getting anything done? I mean, like, do you do anything besides just work out? All I would do.
Work out, model, study the scripts I have, throw in auditions when I can, bug my agent.
Right. And so, are you doing a movie right now? Are you?
I fly out next Wednesday. I fly out to Virginia for Backwoods Bubba.
Okay.
It's a in-your-face slasher film, so whole running in the woods and everything.
Oh no! And then you get a trip on the little leaf or something. What? Like, I mean, that just kind of makes it funny to me. I guess I don't understand the horror mentality in the brain of like what part of it they like, as opposed to, like, I don't mind if it's stupid, silly, and I can laugh at it. I guess because my brain isn't wired that way, I don't understand the enjoyment of it. So I always tell every director that I talk to, I'm like, I'd be perfect. I can fumble with my keys and drop them. Done it many times. And then I could probably run and fall over nothing, because I've done that before as well. So it's possible that it really does happen. But first of all, you're like, why are you looking behind you? Run forward.
Yeah. I blame the writers.
Well, but if that's what people like, if that's part of it, then, there's only so many scenarios that you can use. And I think it has to do with the actual film and dialogue, the actors, and the storyline, if there is a storyline.
Yeah.
And so, you do like mostly like the slasher films. Is that what you prefer, or is there any time that you would want to do something different?
Oh yeah, I'm always looking to do something different. Slasher films, horror films is just kind of what I've fallen into. It's what's available right now. So, and that's okay because it's given me it's a learning experience. So it's getting my foot in the door, and I'm
Right.
learning to do things and make facial expressions and working on that. So it helps a lot.
And you've had some with some really cool. Bone Hill Road had some really cool makeup.
Yeah.
What about what is it like that when you get to? Did you fly out? Did you fly? What did you? Where you went someplace to go film that
Yeah.
part?
Yeah, Todd Sheets flew me out to Los Angeles, Burbank, and Joe Castro was the one that did my makeup for that one. He's the one that made the mid transformation and the bubbling in the face and everything. We did about 3.5 hours of makeup, and then it took about an hour and a half or so to get it all off.
So for those people that do not know, Bone Hill Road is the one I actually watched, and I really can't tell you too much about it except there was werewolves. Had werewolves in it. Now I love me some werewolves, not those werewolves. I'm talking more like the werewolves on what's that? There's a new what is that movie that's just there's a Netflix series that's out that has the werewolves on it. It's really good, but they're freaking hot.
Are they?
The werewolves from the originals and the werewolves from Vampire Diaries. That's my werewolf, and these were like bad werewolves. I mean, they're all bad, but they weren't cute, so they kind of lost me.
Right. Yeah, ours are more like from Werewolf in London and all the old school stuff. So
Yeah, definitely. But it was actually pretty good, and it did have a storyline to it. So I did like that. But the makeup was incredible. That has to be fun. How long does it take to put that whole thing on?
That sequence luckily took one day, but it took a good chunk of the day. Like I said, I had sat in Joe's chair for quite a while. Say all together, putting the makeup on itself, like I said, it's probably about 3.5 hours, but sitting in his chair was probably about 4 hours because he had to get all the aesthetics together, make sure everything was right in place. And then probably another couple hours because we did a fake hand, and then we did a fake foot because we stretched the foot out. And then we grew fingernails out of the fingertips. So it was quite a bit of work. It was a pretty good day's worth of work getting all that put together.
On there. Yeah, and you want to get it shot in one day so you don't have to do that again.
This is how talented this guy is, though. Todd, since I couldn't be down there to get a mold on my face, Todd sent him a picture of me, and he did a mold of just a picture of my face. So by the time I got down there, I had a twin face waiting for me because he was going to apply that on my face because he put the pockets underneath the skin so he could bubble the face up for that transformation scene. So I was like, that's pretty cool. So when I got down there, I put the makeup on like I had in the movie because I had to have the running mascara from crying and all that stuff, and the little bit of lipstick I had worn off. So because you could see just the fading of it. Because as we were, kidnapped victims earlier, I would have already had everything kind of done up and stuff. And so, yeah. So it kind of make it look like everything had washed off from tears, and I was stuck in the bathtub, so I had to really look like I was washed out. So I had to make my twin look exactly the same way I looked as I was coming out of the bathtub.
Yes.
That was fun.
You just lay around the bathtub.
Yeah. For probably, was it 2 days? I think it was. We did 2 days in that shoot. And then the rest of the time was in the kitchen. And then part of the one day was down in LA. So
I don't know. So with the movies that you're doing, how long is the production, the filming part of it? So like, give me the thing. You go, you try out, and they say you got the part, and then what happens?
And then it's just depends on other cast members, crews, everybody's availability, how soon we can get together, how far out, how soon, you know what I mean? That could take about a month, sometimes 2 months, just to get the pre-production started, and to get the production meetings going. And then after that, it's probably another month or two before we actually start doing the first film date, because we get our scripts handed out, because Todd probably rewrites the script several times before he gives us the actual finalized draft. And then we go from there and we start gives us about a good month or two to start memorizing lines. And then we start doing the actual filming, which that probably takes about 3, 4, 5 months. And then pick up shots afterwards that could take another couple weeks, another month. It all depends. And it really depends on how many curses we have going on through production, whether things are going to work or not.
Right.
Who shows up, who doesn't show up.
Right. Yeah, when you haven't signed that $12 million deal and your kid's sick.
Well, it's like in Bone Hill Road, the guy who plays the husband in the very beginning, that wasn't even supposed to be his part. He was just part of crew. The guy who had that part was a no-show, just didn't show up. So Todd was like, okay, I need a husband for this scene. So he went over and asked him, I know you're not an actor, but would you please give this a shot? So he's like, okay. So he tried really hard. He does not like the B word. Okay. So he had trouble getting the B word out, calling her that.
Yeah.
He does not like cussing out women, and he doesn't like violence against women. So him having to do this part was a real trial for him.
Aww.
And a lot of the critics give that part of the movie such crap, man. They're like, this guy sucks, blah blah blah. And I'm like, and they don't even know the story, but they don't care. They're just watching the movie. So and the only thing that gets me is they're like, I had to stop watching. They don't even give the whole movie a shot after that. I'm just like, you guys, come on now. It's not that bad.
Well, that brings up a good point. So, I have been, I decided to do my podcast a couple years ago, because I was not able to really be who I am on Facebook because of all the different businesses and stuff that I work with. I really just kind of portray a very level-keyed, try to be politically correct as much as possible, because I really don't want the drama on my page. And sometimes you don't even mean to do it and you do it. And I wasn't able to say what I wanted to say. And then when I do go and I step up and I kind of test the waters a little bit, I mean, I don't know who these people are or even why they're friends with me on Facebook, that they just want to attack me on having my opinions and doing something like that. I can't imagine going out, and I will one day, because I mean, as soon as the podcast gets really busy and I have to go on the Ellen show and I have to go on my little podcast tour, that really doesn't happen, but it's in my head. But I can't imagine total strangers just saying such rude things. And I know, I always say, they always like, I don't really care what they say. It's my friends and my family that get more agitated with someone who just plain right attacks me. So being in a movie, and then you have all the different critics, how does it feel when, I mean, we know it feels great when someone goes, "You're so awesome." But what was the first time when you were doing this, like that when they say don't read the comments and you read the comments, what do you remember in your head what someone said that was just absolutely ridiculously stupid?
Oh, the first thing that went through my head, the first ridiculous comment I seen, because I don't mind the fact that they say, "Oh, this is horrible acting." Okay, well, that's a given. It's independent films. I'm learning.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm not the greatest actor out there, but that's besides the point. I'm having fun.
Exactly.
But the ridiculous comment I seen was when they're telling me how fat and ugly I look. I'm like, good grief, I'm not fat.
I know.
Ugly is in the eye of the beholder. Whatever, I'm not going to hold you on that. But I'm not fat. What the heck?
There's that line. There's the line. It's like, yeah, I might not be this, but like, call him. First of all, it's just rude to call anyone fat, because that's. I could see me saying, I really don't like her as an actress. I've said that many times. That I was like, she just did not play this part very well. I'll watch a thing but it's not a personal attack. It's the character that they're portraying. I don't know this person, nor would I want to attack someone for being any size, but yet I noticed so fat and ugly. It's like children.
Yeah.
It's like children. And it's like, first of all, you might not think I'm cute. I probably don't think you're cute, but I'm not going to tell you that you're not cute. And that always irritates me. And you do have to just go, like, you have to be very confident in yourself to be like, yeah, they're an idiot. They're just a complete idiot.
I've gotten to the point where I've learned to just roll my eyes and go on to the next one. Okay, whatever. It's just flabbergasting at that point. Like, they're just talking just to talk, to hear themselves feel good about themselves, I guess. I don't know.
Or they feel really bad about themselves and they want to put it out on you because of how they feel about themselves, or some childhood trauma or something.
Well, what I've noticed is a lot of the rude comments are usually just geared towards independent filmmakers. So it's not just me per se. It's just independent filmmakers, period, that they just want to be like unleash their anger or something. I don't know.
Well, and people don't realize the cost. I think that the cost of movies. Mm-hmm. So you can go and you're making an independent film. And I know that one of my friends, Deborah Voorhees, which I met at Slosh and Bash a few years ago, she was actually making the movie. It's called 13 Fanboy that she had written. And I got to watch from the very beginning where she was like doing the money part of it. And the whole step of it was so cool to see because it's the same kind. It's not like Warner Brothers or Disney comes in and goes, all right, we're just going to give you $52 million. Just keep it under budget. And you're like, okay, we'll try. This is, getting money from individuals and businesses and basically a community that supports what you're doing.
Exactly.
I've actually helped one when I see an artist out there trying to make a movie and I see it, I will go on their page and I just give them like $20. I know that's not a lot of money, but if everybody could just give the independent people, realizing that they're not making millions of dollars off of this. This is paying so that people actually can make a little bit of compensation for their time. Because
$1 goes a long way. I mean, every penny helps.
Yeah, I really do. If you do something that allows me to do 20, I mean, if you're asking for $100, I'm not that rich yet. Yeah. But I can do $20. I want to see someone. I want to see someone be successful, and I don't think people realize you're making an independent film. It's for the love of what you're doing, and it's not the paycheck part of it, because you're not going to pay your bills off of doing an independent film.
Nope.
I mean, that's not the whole point. And I think as a community, I think if we would get together a little bit more and support people like that, then they could have a little bit louder voice and they could do things a little bit better.
Exactly. I agree.
Todd has a lot of, and we missed Todd tonight because he had something else going on. So he will be back. We will have Todd on the show, but he puts in, for what he has, he does a really good job with his gory scenes. He has a lot of them, and I don't really know how that's done. And at one point I would love to go on a set just to kind of watch it, because I've been in theater before, so you know how everything is fake, but it would be fun to go do it. And I personally think that we need to do a horror movie at Forest Park, because it's already, have you ever been there?
I have not been to Forest Park.
Oh my gosh, Forest Park is in Topeka, and it's basically a summer camp. Huh. And it's got little cabins, and it's got it's got the church, it's got the meeting hall, it's got the kitchen, and then it's got little cabins all through this wooded area right over there, and then right across the street is Reese's Fine Foods. It's like,
oh, okay.
It looks like it's in the middle of nowhere, but really it's
Right.
just right off the highway. The highway's right over here. Anyway, I wanted to do, for Slash and Bash, I wanted to do a horror weekend where people showed up and pulled names, and then everybody did their own film. And so we could have, each position was there, but nobody knew who they were going to be working with. And then you had to script that you had to do it, and you had 2 days to actually film your thing where you wanted to do it and write it and just make these little mini, and I'm talking like 10-minute movies, 8-minute movies, nothing major. And that still happened at some point. But when I see places like that, I think those are like the great backgrounds. Or even, I think my friend Gary used Old Prairie Town for his movie. He did one of his movies. It wasn't Gary. It was, in Lawrence. It was one of the guys down in Kansas City. It was the Western one. I'm horrible at names. I don't know if it was Patrick Ray or his name is slipping my mind. But they used the there for the Western, because it was a Western movie.
Right.
Old Prairie Town's a Western town. Right here in Topeka. So I think if more people would actually want to support the arts, they could be just a little bit better. But I don't think they're meant to be perfect.
Right. No, they're not.
I mean, I'm sure Todd would love if somebody came and said, we'll give you $52 million.
Oh, yeah. He'd be in heaven. He'd be like, I could belt out 20 movies with that.
Exactly. Man, I'm going to have a movie every other month.
No, but I bet he would love to have you on set one of these days when he does his gore effects. So
yeah, definitely. So whenever do you guys film around here at all anymore?
I haven't got to film with him around here. I'm not sure if he's done it before in the past or not. I think he has.
Right.
But I haven't had that chance to. Every time I worked with them, I always had to go out to Kansas City or further.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Kansas City. Yeah. So if he's filmed in Kansas City, well, let me know, because like I said, I could be that person where the girl doesn't show up and they're like, Kim, and I'll be like, I've got it.
There you go.
And saying the B word or being mean to girls.
Perfect. Yeah, I thought Aaron did a pretty good job on that for a last minute role for the husband. I thought he did a really good job on that scene.
I'd have to, and that was in Bone Hill Road, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Like I said, I was just kind of like, why am I having to watch this? And Keith made me watch it. So, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Clownado, however, that was a Slash and Bash last year. And I got through like about a half of it. And then of course I was working. I was working there, and I was like, I'm done.
Did you stick around long enough for the face peel?
I don't remember. To me, all it kept saying was, oh, they're going to grab and swish another heart. That's me.
Yeah. I like swishing hearts.
Hopefully I can get some other people, have some Clownado people, other come on here. But it's funny when I say that, people always go, what? And I'm like, no, it's a real movie. You can go to Walmart and even buy it. So the movies that you're in, tell me some of the names of like the movies that you've been in, and when did you start all this?
Sierra, the first one was Sleepless Nights. I got 2 segments in those where I was Enid in The Crawler, and then the other segment was It Hits the Fan. That one I play Zombie Ho in that one.
A zombie hoe?
Zombie Ho.
I can even do that part.
Well, see, The Crawler was written by Amanda Payton, And that's the one I actually went down and auditioned for. The very first time I ever met them was for that segment. And I had gone all the way down to Kansas City, and I'm get into the building that I'm at, and I'm looking around, and this lady comes up and hands me this side piece to read. I'm like, okay. So I sit down with my husband. I'm looking around. There's like 6 or 7 other girls that are looking for this audition as well. I'm just like, they all have really dark hair and tattoos and stuff that I could tell on some of them. And I look completely off. I'm like this blonde, well, kind of not really well dressed, but just kind of like jeans and a t-shirt. And I'm just like, or maybe a button-up blouse. I don't remember. All I know is I was the only blonde in the room. I'm going, I'm not sure who they're looking for, honey. I don't know if I should even audition for this. They look like they've done this forever. They're sitting there concentrating on their lines. I'm just like, I have gas. Should I just leave? Just like, no, you're just nervous. Those are butterflies. I hope so.
I hope so. Because it's going to get messy.
But that's how nervous I was. My stomach was all fluttered. I'm just there going, oh, can I even do this? My face is flushing so red. And I was just like, so, but just like, just go do it. It's just for fun. Just think of it for fun. You're not,
right.
This isn't pretty serious. Just do it for fun. So I did. I went in there, and that's the first time I seen Amanda was sitting down. And then Todd, I think he was sitting next to Amanda. And there's somebody standing up, and I think Antoine was standing in there too. And I'm just going like, I didn't know, no idea who any of these people were. I'm just like, okay, what do I do now? They just had me read the side piece, and they wanted me to emote some certain specific emotions. So I was like, okay, I can do this. So I just went in, just did the best I could. And I think that was a Saturday I went in. And then I was told that they were going to do the announcements on Monday. So I'm like, even on Sunday, I was just looking on Facebook. Have they announced anything yet? Have they announced anything yet? And I'm just like, so Monday, first thing in the morning, I'm just looking, I'm going through, and then all of a sudden I see the post where it said the part of Enid was me. And I was like, oh, holy shit, I got a lead? What? This is my first time auditioning for anything ever. And I'm like, so I ran into the bedroom, and I just see my husband was still sleeping. So I'm just like,
oh no, you need to wake him up.
I'm just staring at him, and I'm just staring at him. And next thing you know, my husband's opening his eyes because he can feel me staring at him. He goes, what? I said, he goes, huh? I got the lead part. He's like, what? I'm just turning around and so excited. He goes, oh God. And he goes back to bed.
What have I created? That has to be.
And then after he woke up and was a little more awake, he goes, congratulations, baby.
Oh my. Well, anyway, thank you so much for coming on to my podcast. We do have I now have a YouTube channel. You have to have 1,000 people on your YouTube channel to be able to name it anything.
Really?
Special. Yeah, I know. I'm like, or maybe it's 100. Could be 100. I don't know. It's a 1 with some zeros. I can't remember because it was like 4 days ago. That's a whole a long time ago. So I can't really name it Kimology 411. But if you search Kimology 411 on YouTube, it will pull me up, and then you can see it. So it's searchable. It's just, there's not a link that says Kimology. It's like XO 429748475632189, some long numbers or something. So I started putting these over there, and I'm hoping to get some more people on here. So we will reschedule with Todd, and then talk more about the back part of it, because I think that would be interesting as well. And
he just finished up the final caller that he just did, and you talk about a budget of being tiny. That was $500.
Oh my gosh! See,
but he pulled it off.
What?
He pulled it off pretty good. So
I'm pretty.
That was the movie we did right before COVID hit and closed everything down.
Oh my!
So, but we got it done literally by the skin of our teeth. So,
well, I wonder if he applied for any COVID relief money, because he could have gotten some money and been like we could have made a movie about a virus that came around and shut everything down. That's horror for me. That's enough horror for me. I'm living it right now. We're all living my horror movie. Less the heart's being squished out and grabbed out of your chest, and stabbing, and I really haven't had to run anywhere to be tripped or anything like that, because you're not allowed to leave your house. So all the crazies aren't even allowed to come out and, be crazy, because they're all stuck in their house.
I managed to find ways to trip. I just trip over my coffee table. So
You have those unexplained bruises on your legs. You're like,
look right there. I think I got that one from the gym. No, I got that from I did a modeling session last Saturday when I was in chainmail and carrying around a big sword. And I'm pretty sure I hit myself with one of the swords. I cut my finger too, so.
Well, then it just comes natural to you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Jeff swears he's going to just build an entire bubble wrap wardrobe for me and just call it his bubble wrap genius clothes.
All right. Well, I'm going to let you go. We're going to get off of here. Kimology 411 on Anchor FM. We're on Apple Podcast. We're on Spotify, and we have 7 different platforms that you can find us on. This concludes another Superstar segment. We have so many freaking amazing people that I am so lucky to have as friends. Thank you, Dilynn, for being on the show today.
You're very welcome. It's my pleasure.
All right, guys. So this concludes another episode of Kimology 411, and you guys keep taking all of your adventures. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.